Phoenix Method. Kill your old self and rise stronger. A Wizard production. Have you ever felt stuck in a version of yourself that just doesn't serve you anymore? Like you're trapped in habits, thoughts, and patterns that keep you from becoming the person you're meant to be? What if I told you that the only way forward is to kill your current self? Not in a destructive way, but in a way that allows you to rise stronger and wiser, like a phoenix. Part 1. The struggle with the old self. Let's talk about Oliver. Not anyone special, not a hero, a genius, or a celebrity. Just an ordinary person, like you. Oliver has been living the same kind of life for as long as he can remember. It's not a bad life, not even close. On paper, things are fine. Maybe even good. But here's the problem. Every day feels the same. Wake up. Go through the motions. Eat, work, sleep, repeat. It's not that Oliver doesn't want more. He does. He wants to grow. He wants to thrive. He wants to wake up every morning with a sense of purpose, a fire in his soul, and the feeling that he's living a life that truly matters. But there's a way pulling him back. It's invisible, but it's there. No matter how much he tries to change, to step forward, it feels like something's holding him down. Something he can't quite put his finger on. Does this sound familiar? Maybe you've been stuck in a similar cycle. A loop of habits and thoughts that once served you but now trap you. This is the thing about our old selves. They aren't bad. In fact, they often protect us. They help us survive tough times, overcome challenges, and reach new milestones. But here's the catch. The version of you that got you here isn't the version that will take you forward. Your old self keeps you safe, but it also keeps you small. And safety doesn't equal fulfillment. Musashi once said, think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world. But Oliver hasn't learned it this year. Like many of us, he's holding on too tightly to his current identity. It's as if he believes this is all he can ever be. But the truth is, to grow, we have to let go. Let go of the habits that feel familiar, but keep us from taking risks. The thoughts that whisper, you can't do better, the routines that keep us comfortable but not alive. We all have an old self. But now, it's time to burn it down. Part 2. Burning down the old. Oliver has finally reached the breaking point. Something inside him has shifted, and he's realized the painful truth. He needs to change. He can't keep living this way. But knowing you need to change is one thing. Actually doing it, that's an entirely different beast. Here's why. Letting go of your old self feels like standing on the edge of a cliff. You look down, and your heart races. Your palms sweat. You think, what if I fall? What if this change ruins me? But let me ask you something else. What if you fly? Burning down your old self isn't about making small, comfortable adjustments. It's about detachment from the identity that's been keeping you stuck. Musashi, the legendary swordsman, didn't just teach detachment from possessions. He taught detachment from the self. And that's exactly what Oliver needs to do. He needs to let go of the fears that whisper, stay safe, the limitations that make him think small, the beliefs that have defined him but no longer serve him. Oliver has to shed his old skin. And here's the uncomfortable truth. It's painful. Imagine a phoenix engulfed in flames. It's a violent, consuming process. But the fire isn't destruction. It's transformation. Before the phoenix can rise, it must burn. And so must Oliver. Everything he thought defined him, his fears, his excuses, his doubts, all of it must go. Part 3. Sitting in the ashes. Oliver has burned down his old self. His habits. His mindset. His comfort zone. All of it is gone. He's at rock bottom. And in this moment, he feels lost. He's standing in the ashes, staring at what's left, and wondering, who am I now? It's terrifying. The old version of himself, the one he's known for so long, is gone. But here's the paradox. In these ashes, Oliver is finally free. Free from the person he thought he was supposed to be. Free from the chains of his old self. Most people rush through this stage. They panic. They try to rebuild too fast, filling the emptiness with old habits and familiar patterns. But true transformation requires something we all resist: stillness. Stillness is uncomfortable. It forces you to sit with your fears, your doubts, and your insecurities. But it's in this stillness that the magic happens. Carl Jung spoke about the shadow, the parts of ourselves we hide, the parts we fear. When you burn away your old self, your shadow surfaces. And here's the secret: you don't have to fear it. Instead of running from your doubts, your flaws, and your insecurities, face them, integrate them, use them. This is what Oliver begins to realize. He doesn't need to become someone completely new. He needs to rebuild himself intentionally, using the best parts of who he already is. The old self had its purpose. It wasn't bad. But now, it's time to create something stronger. Part 4. Rebuilding with intention. Oliver stands in the ashes of his former self. He's ready to rebuild. But this time, it's different. He's not rushing back to who he used to be. He's not falling into old habits. This time, he's choosing every piece of the person he wants to become. And that's the mistake most people make. They destroy their old self, but then they rebuild the same version. Not this time. James Clear, in Atomic Habits, teaches that small, deliberate changes lead to lasting transformation. So instead of trying to change everything overnight, Oliver asks himself, what do I want to keep from my old self? What do I want to let go of? Rebuilding isn't about becoming someone else. It's about refining who you already are. Oliver starts small. He wakes up 30 minutes earlier to reflect on his goals. He cuts out distractions that keep him stuck. He makes intentional choices every single day. With every step, he's creating a version of himself that's stronger, more focused, and fully aligned with his true potential. Part 5. The Cycle of Rebirth. Here's the truth. This isn't the end. Transformation isn't a one-time event. Just like the phoenix is reborn again and again, your growth is a cycle. Oliver knows this. The version of himself he's built today might serve him for a while. But eventually, he'll have to shed it too. Because life will keep changing. And as new challenges arise, he'll need to burn away parts of himself again. And again. And again. This is the Phoenix method. Rise. Evolve. Rise again. And that's what makes you unstoppable. Because you're not afraid to let go. You're not afraid to fall apart. Because you know every time you do, you will rise higher. Now it's your turn. What will you let go of today? What parts of your old self need to burn away so you can rise stronger than ever? If this resonated with you, hit that subscribe button for more content on transformation, personal growth, and mastering the art of self-improvement. Welcome to the Phoenix Method. Welcome to Wizard.